Okay, I'll have to let her know.
Yes, let her know. The universe has her back.
Well, let's talk about some of the signs that you had gotten earlier. I don't know if you're still getting signs like that, but
I get some signs. I mean, the beginning was like from the get-go. So my husband died in February in 2014. And so that summer, I'm going to say probably June, we were at a friend's pool. And so my younger son was with me at her house. He was in the water. He got out of the water. He came over to where we were talking. He wraps up in a towel, standing by me, and then he walks away. When he walked away, the water that had dripped onto the pool cement was in the shape of a heart.
oh.
Now I have a blog post. I'll have to send you the link to it that talks about all my heart signs that I've seen with pictures, so you can see where the heart. It's not just me saying, well, that might look like a heart. These were unmistakable hearts. Oh. So my friend says, oh my gosh, I think Mark's with us.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like 4 months after he died. So that was my initiation into, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Wow.
This could really be, this could be a thing. So we would see hearts all over the place. And my younger son, he was 8 when his dad died. He turned 9 a couple months later, but still in that age range where he wasn't, he was open to possibilities. And he wasn't a preteen or a teen or anything.
Yeah.
Like that. So he was still open to all that. So he would see hearts all the time. And he would actually see them more than I would, but he would always show me when he would see them. But every February 2nd, my boys and I go out to dinner and we get cheeseburgers in honor of their father because he loved cheeseburgers. So we go out to find cheeseburgers somewhere. And a couple years after he died, we went to whatever cheeseburger place was that year. And it's in the wintertime, right? I live in Michigan. It's winter. It's cold. And so we were driving home and my younger son had taken half of his hamburger home. So they gave it to him in a plastic container with a plastic top. Well, it's February. So the top of the container froze over, right?
Yeah.
And there was crystals on like the inside of the container and outside or whatever. And my son looks at me, he's like, Mom, look at this. And he showed me the top of the container and there was a heart outline on this crystal covered frozen container that looked like he literally just like drew a heart on it. Wow. Really bizarre. So I have a whole blog post of all the different kinds of hearts. And I didn't even show them all. Oh my gosh. There was so many of them, but those are the ones that stick out. One time I'd made dinner for the boys and we had a rough night, as we do with our children, right? We had a rough night and nobody wanted to eat. I made turkey. I made this nice dinner. Nobody wanted to eat. So I remember sitting at my table and I was just so frustrated. I'm crying into my dinner plate, like this is terrible. And why do I bother making dinner? Why do I do this? So I have a vacuum sealer, that you put the food in and suck out the air. And so I took the turkey and I put it in the vacuum seal bag and I sealed it. Now turkey is tan, right? There's no color to turkey, right?
Right.
So I look at the seal bag and there's looks like something's in it. I'm like, okay, what got into my vacuum seal bag and it's small and I can't see it like far away. So I put it up really close. It looks like it's green. It might've been a piece of lettuce or something, maybe a piece of parsley. I don't know. In the shape of a heart. In the shape of a heart. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Again, everything's going to be okay.
It's just what you needed.
Just what I needed. So really weird things like that. I took the boys skiing one night and he put the hand warmers on, the hand and, boot warmers. Yeah. And I had taken the hand warmer out of the container, whatever, and it had a little backing on it, like a piece of plastic backing. So I ripped the backing off and I threw it on the counter and we went to the ski hill and we come back and I went to bed. When I got up in the morning, those plastic pieces on the back of that hand warmer were put together on the countertop in the shape of a heart. I didn't put them in the shape of a heart. I threw them on the counter. We walked out the door. What? The next morning, I was like, well, that's interesting.
Oh my God.
That's interesting. So lots of heart stories. And I think people have a lot of heart stories. I'm not the only one who sees, heart messages. Obviously that's a very frequent.
I've just heard a couple of widows talk about hearts. Yeah.
If you're open to seeing them. So my older son was not open to seeing them. And he never saw the hearts that we saw. And he'd say, why can't I see hearts? I'm like, well, honey, you have to be open to seeing the hearts. You have to believe that the hearts are, sending you a message. So he was 10 when my husband died, turned 11 a couple months later. And I'm going to say he was probably 17 before he saw a heart of his own.
Wow. Yeah.
And he's 19 now, but around 17, I remember he was working at for one of my customers, and he said, I went in the bathroom and I was washing my hands, and he said, I pulled the paper towel off the roll, and guess what happened? And I said, well, he said, I pulled off the piece of paper towel looked like a heart.
Oh my God.
And I said, oh, now you know. Now you know. And so after that, he would send me pictures, and he worked in a plant. This was one of my customers. He would send me pictures where he would see hearts in the plant. I was like, you got it, kid. Now you're open to it.
Yes.
Now you're open to it. So he was excited about that too. But yeah, you have to be open to it. If you don't think it's going to happen, it won't.
I know. You're just going to brush right past it and not
brush past it.
You're going to overlook everything. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, so we had a lot of hearts, and I had some, electricity issues with the lights flickering and turning on and off. I'd had a couple instances where, like in my bedroom, I don't fall asleep with the light on, right? I turn them off before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And a couple times I woke up with the light on, not full blast, just on like dim. And
that's weird.
It's very weird, but I kind of knew what happened because both times I had an argument with my younger son.